classes approached Fifth and asked them, to look at the church and the Wayfair Church in Caledonia and see if it was a viable thing that they could take on, or if they recommended shutting it down. And Fifth did a study, and they decided that it would be best to shut it down for a year and then replant it as a new church with a different name. Just the only thing that would be the same would be the building. And then they said, okay, we're going to start having services again. They asked people at the congregation for a few weeks, to go to the services, to kind of help establish the church and to go. And so we decided that, we could do that.
At the time that it was brought up that let's plant a church, and then over a period of time it'll find its own voice, its own identity, and it'll become established, and then we'll do it again, and then maybe we'll do it again. And that was kind of an exciting thing to okay, we could be part of this expansion of what we were already experiencing at Fifth. But there was also kind of in that excitement, I think the kids were a little more engaged in the excitement of some younger, fresh faces that spoke to the kids.
Ethan loved it. I think the first 1 or 2 Sundays after we left, we're driving away and he starts talking about, the service, and Bill and I were he was pretty young at that point, so we were kind of blown away, wait, really? He was listening?
We were looking for something different. And yeah, it was time to try something new. Previously the churches we had been to were very set in their form and practice. And you could see that the church was being driven by the people who were attending it. Over the last few years, that's been my favorite part, is it's kind of that it's driven from the ground up, it feels like. It was easier to live life together, or find ways to live life together, because it was right away it was a tighter knit group. They were more engaged in just the act of worshiping with the whole group, the whole community.
Well, I think one thing that's always been big at New Ground is come as you are. It didn't matter what you wore to church, it mattered where your heart was and the fact that you were there and participating.
The people were a little more comfortable too. I think the mindset was it was new, it was different. There wasn't a lockdown way that things had to be done. Just that comfort that, you're accepted for who you are. It's more about how you live.
Well, I love the fact that, we actually say we're a 7-day-a-week church, and I feel like we actually do quite a good job of living that out. Some examples are the Western Week, the treats for the bus drivers. That's huge. I'm sure, I don't know if they get a thank you very often from some of the parents, but I know it's a stressful job driving our kids around in the snow, and just to know that somebody recognizes them, that's pretty cool. The Pumpkin Palooza, that's investing in the community. Those kind of things. Just some of the cool everyday stuff, the presence that we try to have in the community too.
There's always, a group that's going to welcome you in, or there's the flexibility to live life with different groups at different times. The first major upheaval issue, the congregation came together and said, we're going to get through this. This is how we're going to get through this. This is what happened. We don't need to dwell on it too much, but this is how we're going to get through it. I think the congregation, the church, found its voice. I know I keep saying that, but where it's about the community, reaching out to the community, being part of the community, being a community. A lot of people just stuck together. It's about the people that are in the seats in their relationship with them, with each other and the community around them.
Growing up in the church, pastors come and pastors go. I don't think the pastor is the church. You know, I mean, it's great to have a good pastor and to have a great leader, but you know, the church is more, literally, if you want to call it your church family, it is more of a family. And sometimes in that, you know, family members move away or family members, new ones come in. You know, I just think that the church is not the building and it's not the person leading the church. It's how we all come together. It's like the seasons that are changing outside right now. Sometimes things need to change so that new growth can happen. And I think that's where we're at right now. I love it. I'm very excited with the people and where we're going, the direction that we're going. The table-to-table thing is awesome. To grow the church, to become more in the community, more involved with other partners, other businesses, or other, you know, whatever we can do to become more involved in the community.
I'm looking forward to the fact that I don't think this group is just going to be comfortable just organizing and just being another church. There's always going to be more to do, more to reach out to. We're not big enough to hide, so new people are going to come in and they're going to be able to have an impact on what we do, and that for a long time will allow things to constantly be changing and growing and being dynamic. And hopefully we just don't get comfortable and just be another church that meets every Sunday and has a tired old routine, and that's all we do.